All right, welcome to CPW Podcast Vidcast. I'm your host, Lee Boy. Don't forget to like this video, comment at the bottom, and subscribe and share with other people who are into wrestling, call wrestling. And what is call wrestling? CAW, that stands for create a wrestler, all right, or create a superstar, whatever you want to call it, but it's basically created wrestlers. Well, we're going to be talking about episode 1 this week. And if you checked out episode 2, if you didn't check it out, go check out episode 2 of CPW. I wanted to get to some questions. I wanted to get into the wrestler of the week, just like we did last week. But what do you guys think so far of CPW? That's my first question to you. Comment in the comment section below right now. What do you think of CPW so far? I've been getting nothing but great feedback about CPW. I've been hearing, I had put up a poll, do you enjoy CPW Monday Night Fever episode 1? I got about 6 votes, which I was hoping for more. I got some special DM tweets on Instagram and on Twitter and telling me about how they enjoyed it. They didn't vote on it, but they did tell me how much they enjoyed it. And so far, out of the people that voted, everybody said yes, very entertaining, and I'm so glad for that. A lot of great views. A lot of people starting to come back and subscribe, which is great. Checking out CPW or just checking out Lee Boy if they like my content. But yes, I'm thanking you guys for checking out CPW and enjoying it. The best match of episode 1. Somebody asked me, what was the best match of episode 1? The best match was the last match for that heavyweight title because if you haven't seen it again, Chaos eliminated 5 people in that match to become champion, which was totally something I didn't expect when I put everybody in that ring. But yeah, he eliminated 5 people, and I didn't think he was going to be stopped. Man had the battery in his back. If you've seen that episode, he was just going in. All right, Chaos was just going in for episode 1, and he definitely had the battery in his back. He's most likely going to be the wrestler of the week next week that I'm going to be covering. But we're going to get into who's the wrestler of the week later on in this podcast. Who did I think should have won the internet title, the Rose title, the tag title, and the world title? Now, for the internet title, who I thought should have won that match, and I'm just, just being playing the other side of the fence. I'm taking off the hat of GM and everything else, and owner and founder and everything else for the league. But the person I thought, and again, this is not by stats and nothing like that, who I thought was going to win. The person I thought was going to win was Rekamzy. Believe it or not, I actually thought Rekamzy was going to pull it off. I actually thought he was going to take the title for the internet championship when it came down to the wire. He was actually one of the fan favorites going into that match. So to see him not win the title, again, took me by surprise. And this is the reason why most of CPW is computer generated, because as I'm watching it, I get a genuine feel, just like you get a genuine feel when you watch it. You know what I mean? It's very genuine when you watch it. Who should have won the Rose title again? Sophia Hall should have won the Rose title because Roxanne was on the ropes, dizzy. She got hit by Olivia Wilson with a devastating clothesline, 3 moves prior, and was laid out in the corner chilling. Okay, she was knocked out, and Sophia Hall definitely was in control of that match and should have won the Rose title. Who should have won the tag titles? I believe the people that won the tag titles are the ones that's supposed to have it. They were the most hungriest out of that match, even though you can clearly see Team Havoc was trying to do something, when they went and got the tables. Mondo Seeker went out, tried to grab the table and make some noise with it, but Ryan Black, he was the last dude standing toe-to-toe with Chaos at the end for the World Heavyweight title. He was definitely putting in that work on Tony. And then Johnny B. Easy was making Mondo look crazy, even though Mondo hit him twice with a table. But at the end of the day, the Mega Bucks pulled it off, and I think they were the rightful ones to take the title. They were actually the underdogs going into the tag team match. So, but they're the ones who should have. They're the ones who should have been, champion, and they are. the world title. Who should have won the world title? I would have to exclude one wrestler. Only people that know me personally would know which one wrestler I'm going to exclude. So I'm not going to use him because I don't want to seem like I'm biased talking about him. I would have to say the person I thought would have won the title, who I wanted to see do a lot of damage, and he kind of fizzled out, you know. And again, was Wrestler of the Week from last week, you know, was the Nightmare. I actually thought that besides the person I excluded, I thought he was going to ring a lot of bells. I thought he was going to be like one of the last people standing in the ring, and it did not go that way at all. And I kind of like that because it's a different feel, different expectations and stuff. So he didn't make it to the end. It wasn't him. Definitely wasn't the Nightmare. Nightmare didn't take it, and he should have actually been in the internet championship bouts, but I put him in the world title bout because of his popularity, and I was thinking he was going to actually take the gold home, and it did not happen for him at all. Now we're going to get into some questions that were generated by you, the fans that watch CPW. This one is coming from Cashew123449. He says, "Oh my God, all those cars, which is create a wrestler, was done by you?" To answer your question, Cashew, yes and no. There are hand-selected wrestlers that were made exclusively by me from the ground up, from start to scratch. Other wrestlers I had to download. Okay, excuse me. When you're trying to do something live and do something in one take, mess up a little bit. But yes, I had to download some wrestlers off the WWE 2K18 community creations, and then I modified them. Just like I said, anybody's wrestler that was given to me, I would have to modify it just to make it my own, to put my own little twist on it. So yes, I modified certain wrestlers to fit a mold that I wanted. So I would download some wrestlers that I thought looked nice, and then modify them from there to fit my unique style, you know. So certain wrestlers are made by me, certain wrestlers are made by other people, some wrestlers are actually suggestions that came to me that I made from the ground up and from scratch. So it's a mix of yes and no, but at the end of the day, they all have every wrestler in the ring has my touch to it. No matter who it is or what it is, those wrestlers have my touch. John Easy says, "Who would you say is the most technical wrestler in the CPW, male or female?" I got 5 wrestlers. To answer that question, John, I got 5 wrestlers just from watching them fight and their movesets and stuff like that. I would have to say the most technical wrestler would have to be Hiro Tanaka. Hiro Tanaka, the Japanese cyborg, would have to be the most technical wrestler I've seen watching CPW. Everybody else is like hybrids, like Johnny B. Easy is a hybrid. Aaron Awesome is a hybrid, where he's technical, but he's also a mix of high flying. Chaos is also a mix of power and technical wrestling. The Wave is power mixed with submission and other things. Like, they're technical, but the most technical, like, this person like picks you apart bit by bit, I would have to say Hiro Tanaka. So the most technical male wrestler, Hiro Tanaka. The most technical female wrestler, Sophia Hall. How do you make your league and set up? This came from a couple of people on Instagram and Twitter who was asking me privately, how do you do this? Well, first of all, I would say to anyone that's trying to start their own video game wrestling league, I would say you would need a computer. You would also need the game, and you would need a lot of creativity, and most of your edits are going to come from the computer and the software that you're using. That's what's going to really determine how you get the show put out there. If you know anything about wrestling shows and how they work and how they get put on, like the matches and things of that, cut scenes and things of that nature, once you got the basis of that packed down, you can basically move. If you're coming from a console standpoint, I heard stuff about capture cards, you know, where you want to record and then put stuff to a capture card and transfer that over to your computer. It also depends on your console. I'm not a PlayStation owner, I'm an Xbox owner, and I do know that if you have the Xbox record feature, right? You record it on your Xbox, and then you can download your recordings from your computer. So if you have an Xbox, you record on the Xbox, then you go to your computer, download the Xbox app on your computer, then you can pull the video from off the Xbox app on your computer, and that way you can edit the videos using editing software. So again, you would need a computer, you would need the game via PC or the console, and you would need to find some way to get all that information onto your editing software, and then from your editing software you would create how the show is put on, the intros, the outros. You just want to have everything put together and give yourself time. This is not going to be an easy thing. CPW took me about a month to put a couple of episodes under the belt, so definitely it's going to take time. Now, with that being said, we're going to get into the wrestler of the week. The wrestler of the week is definitely none other than Rekamzy. The man who I thought should have won the internet title. Rekamzy was probably the second wrestler I made overall throughout the course of creating CPW. He actually comes from my man, go check him out, Rated R Reviews Ray. That's actually his character who, he told me to make him, and I made him. He didn't like the first initial picture of himself as Rekamzy. And then he said, yo, you're like a plain Jane out there, yo, hook him up. I said, all right, you don't want to look like you, fine. And I gave him, he was talking about, give me a mohawk and give me this and give me that. So I put all that stuff in there, and I try to make him look as monstrous as I can. And bada bing, bada boom. And that's how we got the wrestler known as Rekamzy. My man Ray used to rap, and that was his rap name. And I thought that I didn't want to call him just Ray. You know what I mean? I said, Rekamzy, your rap name sounds great as a wrestling name, so that would be something that we should go with and roll with. And he gave me the thumbs up, the okay for that, and one thing led to another, and that's how we got the monster known as Rekamzy, who is right now terrorizing the internet champion, Yusuf Ali. And that's the story behind that. Again, if you got any questions about CPW, about the universe that I'm creating, and bring those questions on, leave them in the comments section below. Make sure you like this video, hit that liking button. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And next week we're going to get into another wrestler of the week and more questions. I've been your host, Lee Boy. This has been the CPW podcast, vidcast, whatever you want to call it. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.